Okay, thanks, Gavin. You'll keep, and I'll tell you what, Fatso. Wait till we get up to Brisbane in summer. All right, listen, on a more serious note, Zane Griff being totally ignored by radio for some reason with a track called Figures. This is actually the 12-inch version, and quite frankly, I can't understand why it's not been picked up, because it's an excellent single, already making quite a dent on the rock, dance, disco singles chart. So watch out for it, and I'm sure over summer you'll have a lot of pleasure dancing to it. Zane Griff with Figures. Duran Duran have got a new single out. It's already been #1 on the English charts. Here it is with Say a Prayer.
Feel the breeze deep on the inside, look you down into your well. If you can, you'll see the world in all its light.
All right, there you are. Duran Duran with actually Say a Prayer. Say a Prayer is for the English, who have not a dog's chance of beating us in the cricket in the 3rd Test in Adelaide. All right, but Rod and Greg, doing well. All right, listen, XTC have come out with a compilation album called Some Singles 1977-1982. There's some great tracks on this, working overtime, Ball and Chain, Making Plans for Nigel, and it goes on. One of the most consistent groups to come out of England for quite a while, and there's some great songs on this. So if you haven't really been into XTC before, go out, have a listen to this, because I think you'll be very impressed. Kim Wilde, who's had astonishing success on the charts over the last about 18 months, has come up with a single that is really quite strange for Kim. It's a departure of all her previous singles. Here it is, Kim Wilde with Child Come Away.
She was so full of her life, a girl that everybody once knew, but now no one can tell.
A very strange single when you think of what she's done beforehand with Cambodia and Kids in America. However, it's one that when I first put it on the turntable, I thought that is really weird. I don't know if I like it or not. After about 2 or 3 plays, it really grows on you. Kim Wilde with Child Come Away. All right, believe it or not, the Hooks are back in town. Shirley, at the moment, actually is going to go on that boat race, you know, that one between Sydney and Hobart. But they'll be back in force, I think, in January. But meanwhile, you have got a disco version of all their classic numbers. It is called Hooked on Hooks, and here it is here, and it's available now. Let's have a look at a bit of nostalgia of Skyhooks with Hooked on Hooks. Skyhooks with Hooked on Hooks, and there's some classics amongst that lot. And I do believe they are going to sort of return to us in January and do a couple of concerts. All right, Steve Cummings has got a single like Kim Wilde's. I heard this one, wasn't sure about it, but as I listen to it more, it grows on me. Here is Steve Cummings with We All Make Mistakes. make mistakes. Steve Cummings, unfortunately, that is one of the records that comes under the certain radio record ban. But however, I'm sure if you go out, have a listen to it, I'm sure it'll grow on you too. Steve Cummings. All right, there's been 2 records that have brought, finally, reggae back into the country. One, of course, being Past the Dutchie with Musical Youth, and another one with Boy George and Culture Club with this particular album. They're really starting to sort of hit with the reggae. It's a great album, this. If you think that Do You Really Want to Hurt Me is just one out on this, don't, because there are some better tracks than even that. So Boy George, I think we're going to hear a lot of him. And DEVO are back on the charts with a big dance disco. They are really weird, these boys. Here's DEVO with Peekaboo.
I know what you do, 'cause I do it too. So put your hands on your face and cover up your eyes. Don't look until I signal. Peekaboo! Peekaboo!
All right, there you can say the Spuds are really working overtime with Peekaboo. All right, that's DEVO. All right, we've already recorded or pre-recorded some of the stuff with Joan Jett. We've done a great 2 particular tracks. Here's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts with I Love Rock and Roll.